October 14th, 1806.
The world is on fire. One man, Napoleon Bonaparte, stands at the peak of his power. But in the shadows, an alliance forms. An alliance that believes they can bring him down. What follows is one of the most intense and fast-moving wars in European history, the War of the Fourth Coalition. Stay with us as we uncover the battles, betrayals, and ultimate fate of those who dared to challenge the Emperor of France. After Napoleon crushed Austria and Russia in the Battle of Austerlitz, Prussia remained neutral, but not for long. Tensions were boiling. France's growing influence threatened Prussia's status as a great power. King Frederick William III had a choice: bow to Napoleon or fight for glory. He chose war. But here's where it gets interesting. Prussia believed they had the advantage. Their army was large, disciplined, and had a legacy of victory. But there was a problem. Prussia was still fighting with old methods while Napoleon had revolutionized warfare. What happens next? A complete disaster for Prussia. October 14th, 1806. Two battles rage simultaneously, Jena and Auerstedt. Napoleon personally leads his forces at Jena, smashing through the Prussian lines. Meanwhile, at Auerstedt, an outnumbered French force under Marshal Davout faces the main Prussian army and does the impossible. In one day, Prussia's mighty army is shattered. The casualties are staggering. Over 40,000 Prussian troops are killed, wounded, or captured. Thousands lay dead, and the French march straight into Berlin. Napoleon has done the unthinkable. He's conquered Prussia in just weeks. But the war isn't over yet, because in the east, a new enemy is coming. Russia. Napoleon now faces the Russian Empire, led by Tsar Alexander I. Unlike Prussia, the Russians won't collapse easily. They're tough, battle-hardened, and willing to fight to the bitter end. And in February 1807, the two titans clash at Eylau. Eylau is brutal. The cold, the bloodshed, it's a nightmare. The battlefield is littered with over 50,000 dead and wounded soldiers. For the first time, Napoleon doesn't win outright. Tens of thousands die, and he's forced to retreat. But he isn't beaten yet, because just months later, at Friedland, he strikes back. At Friedland, Napoleon unleashes his genius once more. The Russian army is crushed, suffering over 20,000 casualties. And now, Tsar Alexander has no choice but to negotiate. But while Napoleon fought on land, Britain remained a constant thorn in his side. The British Royal Navy dominated the seas, making it impossible for France to launch an invasion of Britain. Instead, Napoleon attempted economic warfare, the continental system, a blockade designed to cripple Britain's trade. However, it didn't go as planned. Smuggling ran rampant, and neutral countries like Portugal and Sweden defied his orders. This economic struggle set the stage for future conflicts, as Napoleon's empire found itself increasingly overstretched. But for now, with the Treaty of Tilsit signed, he was at the height of his power. And so, in July 1807, the War of the Fourth Coalition comes to an end. At the Treaty of Tilsit, Russia and France become uneasy allies. Prussia, humiliated, reduced to half its former size. In total, the war has cost over 150,000 lives. Napoleon now stands unchallenged, for now. But history never sleeps. A greater war is on the horizon. The British are still resisting. Spain will soon rise in rebellion, and Russia? Well, let's just say the winter of 1812 will become legendary. The question is, can Napoleon keep his empire together, or will his ambition be his downfall? Subscribe and stay tuned, because the most dramatic chapter is yet to come.